Okay, I want you to picture a scenario with me. It's one of those universal human experiences, and honestly, if we're being real, it is the stuff of absolute nightmares.
I have a feeling I know exactly where you're taking us.
You are at a party,
Yeah.
or maybe even worse, you're in the break room at work, and you're holding this like lukewarm cup of coffee you didn't even want.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking to someone. The conversation's been fine,
Yeah.
totally pleasant actually, but now it's done. You know it's done.
Yeah.
The energy is just completely evaporated. But nobody is moving. You are trapped in that infinite loop of nodding and smiling, and you're just, desperately looking for an escape.
The dreaded lingering goodbye. It is a social trap that every single one of us has fallen into. It's that moment where the silence starts to get, like, physically heavy.
Exactly. And usually we panic. We either just keep talking until we're ancient, or we do something really abrupt and weird, like just backing away slowly.
Right.
But today, we are solving this. We are doing a deep dive into this fascinating piece of source material. Now, on the surface, this document looks like a simple guide for learning English, specifically a script about ending conversations naturally.
Right, and that's what makes this so interesting, because when we actually dug into this text, we realized it is so much more than a vocabulary list. It is like a master class in social engineering.
It really is.
It breaks down the mechanics of the exit strategy into a science. It treats conversation not just as, an exchange of information, but as a structural event that needs a distinct beginning, middle, and end.
It treats it like a machine with gears and levers.
Mhm.
And the promise here is that if you pull the right lever, you can escape any interaction without hurting anyone's feelings. It's like a magic trick for introverts.
For everyone, really. And the core mission of this deep dive is to decode that trick. We're going to analyze the specific signals, the phrases, and the formulas. And yeah, the source literally gives us a mathematical formula that prevent that awkwardness.
So let's unpack this. The source starts with a really interesting observation about the difference between cultures. It notes that in a lot of languages, you just have a word for goodbye. You say it and you leave. Boom, done.
Correct. Efficiency is the priority. You signal the end, and the interaction just stops. But the source highlights this unique challenge with English speakers, or maybe just Western social norms in general. It says that native speakers almost never end a conversation suddenly.
That is so true. If we were chatting right now and I just looked at you dead in the eye, said goodbye, and walked away.
I would assume a major social breach had occurred. Yeah. I'd be replaying the last 10 minutes wondering what on earth I said to offend you.
Right.
The source explains that you have to prepare the exit. You can't just turn the car. You have to signal first. If you don't use these signals, the goodbye just feels jarring or cold. It breaches the social contract.
I love that analogy, the turn signal. You have to let the other driver know you're changing lanes before you actually do it. So let's look at these signals. The source calls them conversation-ending signals. And this is where it gets really funny to me because the words themselves, if you look at them on paper, they mean absolutely nothing.
They're what linguists might call semantic zeros. They are completely empty, but socially, they are doing so much work.
The three big ones the source lists are, well, anyway. And, all right then.
Let's just take well for a second. The text gives the example. Well, I should probably get going. Think about the word well there. It has nothing to do with the hole in the ground or being healthy.
Right, I'm feeling well, or he fell down the well. Neither of those has anything to do with leaving a party.
Exactly. But in conversation, that elongated wheel and the intonation is crucial. It acts as the warning shot. It creates a pause. It's a marker that says, okay, the content portion of this broadcast has concluded.
It's like a musical rest note. It tells the other person, stop loading new topics. But I feel like the tone is so hard to get right if you say it too short. Well, it sounds impatient.
It does. It has to be drawn out. Wheel. It fills the silence. It bridges the gap between what you were just talking about and the act of leaving. It's the yellow light before the red.
And then you have anyway. I feel like anyway is the heavy artillery. You're like, well, is gentle. Anyway is for when you're really stuck.
Anyway is fascinating because it is a pivot tool. The source mentions using it like this. Anyway, it was great talking to you. What you're doing with anyway is acknowledging everything that was just said, but like physically moving the conversation to a new place.
Oh, totally. We've all been there.
Yeah.
If someone is telling you a story about their cat's diet and they're on minute 20, you can't just say, stop talking.
No, that's just rude.
But you can say, anyway.
Exactly. It's not shut up. It's I am summarizing this interaction and placing it in the past tense. It creates a bridge over the rambling to get you to the door.
And the third one, All right, then. This one feels very conclusive to me. A bit more formal, maybe?
It signals a wrap-up. All right, then. It's a decision. It implies a consensus has been reached, even if that consensus is just that we're done talking. The source calls these transition words, and you cannot start the exit without one.
So step one is the signal. You've said well, or anyway, you've got the floor. But you can't just stop there. You need a reason. You can't just say, well, and then just stare at them.
Precisely. That would be a whole different kind of awkward. You need the reason, or what the source calls polite exit phrases. This is the justification. And the text breaks these into a few different toolkits.
Okay, let's do the casual toolkit first. This is for friends, acquaintances, the source lists. I should get going, and I'll let you get back to it.
I should get going is the standard. It's, the vanilla ice cream of exits. It's so vague, you don't need to explain where you're going. You just gotta go.
I use that one constantly. But I want to focus on the other one you mentioned. I'll let you get back to it. Or the variation. I won't keep you.
Yes. This one is the gold standard.
I won't keep you. That is my absolute favorite. It is the genius move of all social interactions. I feel like we should frame this on a wall.
It really is psychologically brilliant. Think about the framing. If I say, I have to go, I am prioritizing my needs over your company, it kind of implies I have something better to do.
Right. It's a little bit selfish. My time is more important than this.
But if I say, I won't keep you, I am framing my exit as an act of altruism. I'm leaving not because I want to, but because I respect your time. I'm doing you a favor.
It's amazing. You're the hero while you're running for the door. Is it a little manipulative?
It's social lubrication. Is it strictly true? Maybe not. But it provides a face-saving way for the interaction to end that makes the other person feel important. You're a busy person, and I shouldn't monopolize your time.
It shifts the burden completely. Now, what about work? Does I won't keep you work when you're talking to your boss? The source has a specific list for professional settings.
The professional toolkit is a bit different. You have hierarchy there. The source lists phrases like, I'll follow up by email, let's continue this later, and thanks for your time today.
There's a different tone there. It feels cleaner.
Yes. And notice how the professional phrases focus on continuation. Follow up, continue later.
Oh, that's a great catch.
In a business context, ending a conversation can feel like shutting down a project. By using these phrases, you're reassuring the other person that the work continues, even if the talking is stopping right now.
It softens the blow by promising a future interaction. I'll follow up by email. Basically, I mean, stop talking to my face, start typing to my screen, but it sounds so proactive.
Exactly. And thanks for your time today is the professional version of I won't keep you. It acknowledges that their time is a valuable commodity.
Okay, so we have the signal. Well, we have the reason. I should get going. Are we free? Can we leave now?
Not yet. And this is where most people fumble the ball on the 1-yard line. The source is very clear. Don't just say bye immediately after the excuse. You need to land the plane smoothly.
This is the friendly add-on.
Exactly. The source suggests things like, it was nice talking to you, great seeing you, or let's catch up again soon.
It feels like a lot of steps, transition, reason, pleasantry, but I guess if you skip this last one, it just feels so transactional.
It does. If you just say, well, I should get going, bye, it's a bit cold. The friendly add-on is the emotional closure. It confirms the interaction was positive. It leaves a good aftertaste.
Leaves a good aftertaste.
I like that.
Because people don't always remember what you said, but they remember how they felt when you walked away.
Precisely.
So the source actually synthesizes this into a formula. And for our listeners who like structure, this is the golden ticket.
It is. It's the perfect exit equation. 1 transition word plus 1 polite exit phrase plus 1 friendly ending.
It's a 3-step dance. Well, step 1, I should get going. Step 2, great seeing you. Step 3.
And then, and only then, do you say goodbye.
It's so simple you break it down, but I realized reading this that the reason I feel awkward is because I'm usually skipping one of these steps. I'll do the transition anyway.
Yeah.
And then I just panic.
It's the incompleteness that creates the awkwardness. The formula is designed to cover all the social bases, alert them, give a reason, and reaffirm the bond. If you miss one, the tripod falls over.
Now, the source also talks about what happens when you get this wrong, the common mistakes. And honestly, I felt personally attacked by one of these.
Which one was it?
The over-apologizer. The source describes saying, sorry, I have to go. I do this all the time. I feel like I'm abandoning them.
Ah, yes. The text is quite firm on this. It says to keep it light, calm, and friendly.
But why is apologizing bad? I feel like I'm being polite.
It feels intuitive, but from the expert's perspective, it's about social dynamics. When you say, sorry, I have to go, you're implying that leaving is a bad thing. You're implying that you're doing something wrong.
Oh, interesting. So I'm making it weird by acting guilty.
Exactly. Leaving a conversation is a natural, neutral event. It's not a crime. By apologizing, you make the other person feel like they're a burden. The formula makes leaving feel like a natural part of the flow, not a disruption.
That is a huge mindset shift. Stop apologizing for having a life. Just execute the formula.
It also kind of lowers your status. A confident person controls their time. An anxious person apologizes for it.
Oof. Okay, noted. The other mistake the source mentions is the sudden death. Just saying, okay, bye.
Which the text calls jarring or robotic, and it goes right back to that turn signal analogy. Okay, bye is slamming on the brakes in the middle of the highway. It gives the other person conversational whiplash.
It really does. It sounds like you're angry or like you're a robot running out of batteries. Conversation complete, shutting down.
Right, and that triggers anxiety in the other person. They immediately think, wait, what just happened?
So let's see this in action. The source gives us these real-life examples, like little scripts. I want to run through them.
Let's do it.
Okay, scenario 1, talking to a coworker at the coffee machine. You actually need to work. The script says, well, I should get back to work. Thanks for the chat.
Let's dissect that. Well, transition. I should get back to work. Reason. And thanks for the chat. Friendly add-on is perfect. It's concise, professional, but still warm.
It's seamless. Okay, scenario 2. A friend you bumped into on the street. The script says, anyway, I gotta run. Catch you later.
Here, anyway, does the heavy lifting. It breaks the topic. I gotta run is the casual version of I should get going, and catch you later is the friendly close. The tone is lighter, but the structure is identical.
That's the key, right? The formula doesn't change, just the vocabulary.
Exactly. Once you learn the skeleton, you can dress it up however you want.
And scenario 3 is a phone call. The script says, all right then, I'll talk to you soon.
Short and sweet. All right then signals the conclusion. I'll talk to you soon. Wraps the reason and the friendly ending into one single phrase.
And in every single one of those, if you take away that first word, anyway, it sounds weird. Try it. I gotta run. Catch you later.
It's acceptable, but it feels abrupt, a little breathless.
It feels like you're already running away while you're saying it.
The transition words provide the breath. They are the cushion that softens the blow. They let the other person process that the end is coming before it actually arrives.
It's funny because I usually think of filler words as bad. You know, public speaking coaches tell you to stop saying and well. But in this context, the filler is like the glue holding society together.
That is a profound observation. In a formal speech, we strip away filler for clarity. But in social interaction, efficiency is often perceived as rudeness. We need the padding, we need the well, and the anyway. To manage the emotional climate.
We'd all sound like AI bots otherwise. Conversation purpose achieved. Goodbye.
Exactly. The waste in the language is where the humanity lives.
So we've got the formula. We know the mistakes. The source ends with a practice challenge. And I think this is a great challenge for everyone listening.
Yes. The challenge is just to try ending one conversation this week using that specific 3-step formula.
Don't drift away. Don't wait for the other person to leave. And don't just say bye. Consciously think, transition, phrase, warmth.
And pay attention to the reaction. You'll likely find that the other person is much more at ease. The awkward pause it disappears because you've guided the interaction to a safe landing.
It's empowering. You're the pilot of the conversation.
Precisely. And remember, doing this well isn't just about you escaping. It's about making the other person feel good about the interaction. A good exit seals the memory of a good conversation. A bad exit can ruin it.
That's such a good point. You can have a great talk, but if the last 10 seconds are awkward, that's all you remember.
It's the peak end rule in psychology. We remember the peak and the end. If the end is awkward, the whole memory is tainted.
That brings us to the end of our deep dive. It's amazing how much strategy goes into something we do dozens of times a day.
It really is. And before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought that came up while we were analyzing those transition words like well and anyway.
Right, the semantic zeros.
The semantic zeros. We establish they're essential for politeness. So it raises this question. If these words are primarily social tools to manage feelings, not convey facts, how much of our daily communication is actually just filler, designed to make others feel comfortable? Are we primarily exchanging information, or are we just signaling safety to one another, like birds chirping in a tree?
That is going to keep me up tonight. Am I talking or am I just chirping?
Something to mull over the next time you hear yourself say, anyway.
Well, speaking of which, I probably shouldn't keep you any longer.
And I'll let you get back to your day.
It was great talking to you. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Great talking to you all. Catch you later.